like sunburn. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
We're good. Over here. Go ahead. Okay.
All right, welcome everyone. This Harbour Authority meeting is called to order at 4:04 on October 19th, 2023. The Harbour Authority would like to acknowledge the Ucluelet on whose traditional territories the District of Ucluelet operates. Audience members and delegates are advised that this proceeding is being video recorded and broadcast on YouTube, which may store data on foreign servers. Are there any late items? Seeing none, may I have a motion to approve the October 19th, 2023 Harbour Authority meeting agenda as presented?
So moved.
Councillor Kennington,
I'll second it.
Councillor Hoare, all in favour? And that carries. We have one set of minutes for adoption today, which are from the May 16th, 2023 Harbour Authority meeting. Are there any errors or omissions? Seeing none, may I have a motion to adopt the May 16th, 2023 Harbour Authority meeting minutes as presented?
So moved.
Councillor Hoare,
I'll second.
Councillor Mafty, all in favour? That carries. Is there any unfinished business? Seeing none, we have 3 report items today. The first item is 8.1 Harbour Manager Report, October 19th, 2023 update. Mr. Courts, please provide a brief overview of your report. No.
Hello? Okay. So another busy summer. We had Van Al 360. We had 39 vessels on that voyage. It potentially might be the last one, as the ownership has put it up for sale, and if anybody purchases, it will of course continue, but at this point this would be unofficially their last race around the island. For the most part, they were in the inner basin, but because of the draft of a few of the vessels, some of the larger ones we put down at 52 steps. There was no any mobility issues, so it seemed to be just fine. Charter vessels, as I put it there, we had 40 vessels, 32 different companies, so it was quite busy with the charter vessels, lots of fish coming through, so it was a good year for them. On the other hand, the commercial Area G troll was a little quieter this year because of protection of the Robinson Creek fishery. They were pushed back from an August 1st fishery to an August 15th fishery, and by that point most of the fish had passed by. Because they can't fish the surf line, they had to go offshore, so it was a little quieter for their stuff. The other one, of course, for the harbour was the lack of hake. So our large commercial drag traffic was minimalized this year. A lot of guys were still fishing north, as they were with the tuna fishery, but that's more of a warm water issue, as well as market prices. Market prices this year for most fish were a lot lower. Last year we big prices, this year low prices. It seems to go that way, so we're looking forward to hopefully a better season for next year. One thing I did not mention, but in the photo in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see a vessel there that we did have a non-structural vessel fire. That the vessel had a 12-volt fire on his boat. Got the call from the fire department. I was out of town that night, came in. The vessel at that point, the fire was out. We had video coverage, footage of it. It just ignited. So I'm not sure what the issue with it was, but it was not plugged into any of our stuff. It burnt above water lines, so it did no structural damage to our docks as well. And then the right-hand picture, you'll see our new pilings, or at least a couple of the new pilings. We put in 8. That's 2 of the steel pilings we put in. Those ones there are on the bottom walkway, which protects the dock from veering back towards the beach when the bigger boats are on there. That's pretty much my report. If there's any questions that we have on.
Any questions for Mr. Courts? Councillor Hoare?
I'm concerned about the Van Isles 360 thing,
Yes.
but I'm kind of curious. You said 39 participants. Is that kind of the regular number? I'm just curious. I don't remember
This is around the fourth one because of COVID. This is the fourth one that I've been involved with. They vary up to, I think we did 45 on a peak. And then because of weather issues, a couple of years ago, we had about 32 arrive. Another one said quit before they got to us. I think the starting number was 42, but there's vessels that don't make it all the way around the corner. So.
Right. Question 2.
Yes.
So steel pilings, do we know how herring spawn on steel pilings?
Well, actually,
Do they need the, because I know there's the things you can, like the mats that they have been putting on some pilings to encourage herring spawn.
I think that's more of a biology question. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, if that's something that the Harbour Authority wants to project or attempt to do, we have enough steel pilings down there. We could actually try that. If that's something that A, we're allowed to do, and B, that's something that Harbour Authority wants to do.
I'm just curious because I can't remember. I remember reading an article about these mats that they were putting around pilings. I think it was Squamish, and they were seeing like just exponential increases in the amount of herring spawn that was happening on the pilings. And I just don't know. I mean, obviously we know they don't like the creosote, but I just don't know what they're like on the steel. So I don't know if they need a little something to grip onto, as it were, for the eggs or not. So.
But with the steel pilings, by next spring, we should have growth on them. We constantly will have like not coral, barnacles and mussels and stuff will cling to them. So
More of a curiosity. Apparently I need to do research.
Apparently. With the pilings, did the float house get other pilings put in that they've been waiting for?
yes, so over the last 4 days, they've been getting the pilings done. So initially they were looking to put 4 towards the parking lot side. Because of the rock base on that side, they decided to go back to where they were, which is more towards the west side. They put in 3 of the larger pilings, 2 of the smaller ones, only once again because of the surface. Sorry, because of the rock penetration. So they have a total now of 6 pilings.
Great. Another question, was the American fishing fleet fairly strong this summer?
I did not have any of the American tuna vessels here at all.
How about the sporties?
Like presents that came up?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so we did have more, of course, now that we're pushed away from the COVID issues. We've had more of the larger yachty groups come through, as well as the guys with truck and trailer bringing up boats, yeah. The docks were quite full with sports fishermen as well as sailboats this year.
Great, thank you. Any other questions?
Through the mayor, I just wanted to follow up on the Harbour Master's recommendation of a field trip or having a meeting down there so that we can all familiarize ourselves with some of the specifics. And I'm just wondering if this is the best time to bring that up.
I think the best way to do that is for staff to come to us with some options for dates for a tour. Would that be right, Mr. Lawrence?
Absolutely. I'm just thinking during the agenda, if council wants it as a motion to organize that, we can also do that. Or sorry, Harbour Authority. It's not council today. So we can arrange that working with Mr. Courts for council.
And do you want that as a motion?
Only if council wants to. I think Abby and it's fine. We can just add that in as a directive.
Great, thank you. Thank you for your report.
Thank you.
The next report item is 8.2, Harbour Authority meetings. This report will be presented by the Director of Recreation and Parks, Ms. Fortune.
Hello. Good afternoon, Harbour Authority. So speaking of meetings, what I have proposed in front of you to see if this is of interest to the Harbour Authority.
Not very well.
Kevin shut it off. There we go.
Kevin shut it off. There you go.
Sorry. Let's back up. So speaking of Harbour Authority meetings, you've got a proposal before you to see if you'd like us to investigate combining them into regular council meeting. So what would happen is very similar to the way your committee of the whole meetings happen, is you would declare a Harbour Authority meeting in which you would go into a Harbour Authority meeting, and then when you're closed with that, then you come out of it, very similar to the way you do with COW meetings. The reason being with this is right now you have additional 4 meetings right now. And it also would give us the opportunity, if we had things that came up sort of imminently that we wanted to deal with, we could always add them to the agenda, the regular council agenda, as a Harbour Authority one-off. So that's our thinking, and wondering what your not council, the Harbour Authority thought is on this, and whether you'd like us to pursue it or not.
Thank you. Because our Harbour Authority meetings are usually fairly short, it does make total sense to combine it into a regular meeting, just like the Committee of the Whole, and that would save us having to come here for a 10 or 15-minute meeting 4 times a year.
Exactly.
Exactly. Any questions for Ms. Fortune? Councillor Hoare?
Since we need to redo the bylaws to be able to do this.
Yes.
So I'm just tagging on to what you were saying. So if something happened and it needed to be dealt with urgently, we would have the power with the new version
That's
of not having
correct.
to wait till the end of the quarter.
That's correct. And I think, quite honestly, I think that would be one of the larger advantages for doing something along this line. It would allow Council of the Authority to break into a Harbour Authority meeting at any time they so deem.
I think that's a really good thing.
Good advantage. Mr. Lawrence?
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. Just a point of clarity. So the way that the Harbour Authority is set up right now is that we could call an extra special Harbour Authority meeting at any time. So it doesn't delay that, but it does make it a lot easier for staff. So the administration of all of this saves an agenda, saves minutes, and all of that go with it, as well as council time for those extra meetings. But I just wanted to clarify there that we could do a special meeting of Harbour Authority at any given time, like any other meeting.
Good to know. Thank you. There is a recommended motion, if anyone would like to make that.
I'll move that the Harbour Authority direct staff to investigate and report back to council regarding the incorporation of Harbour Authority meetings into regular council meetings.
Thank you, Councillor Mafty. Seconder?
I'll second it.
Councillor Hoare seconds. Any further discussion? All in favour? None opposed, and that carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the recommendation. The last report item is 8.3, Harbour Authority Resolution Tracker, October 19th, 2023. Are there any questions for staff about any items on this tracker? Seeing none. This is for information only, so there's no recommendation. Are there any notices of motion? Seeing none, we're into question period. This is an opportunity for the public to ask questions about matters within the Harbour Authority's jurisdiction. Representations about matters that have been the subject of a public hearing are not permitted at this time. Are there any questions from the audience? Seeing none, are there any questions by Zoom or telephone? No hands raised? Have we received any questions via email to communityinput@ucluelet.ca?
No, we have not.
Okay. This Harbour Authority meeting is adjourned at 4:18.
Not quite a record.
Not quite.